What is up, everybody? Elijah here from Hoosier Pulls. Thank you so much for joining me on the channel. If you're new, welcome. I am just going to cut to the chase. As you saw in the video, I'm supposed to be at the National right now as of the time this video is being recorded. But as you can see, I am at home and I'm going to explain why. All right, so I have previously attended two other national sports collectors conventions in 2021 and in 2023, both when they came to Rosemont. I had an absolutely amazing time. You can watch the videos on my channel. Met some amazing people, built relationships, and was able to pick up some really cool cards. So I was very excited for this year. I bought two general admission passes that I planned on using Wednesday and Thursday because I kind of wanted to see if I could maybe miss some of the Friday crowd as well as Saturday. There were a ton of people when I went the last time, so I was expecting there to be a lot of people, but really nothing could have prepared me for when I walked onto the showroom floor. All right, everybody, so we have made it to the show floor, and it is already slightly overwhelming. As you can see, it just goes on for what appears to be miles and miles. So we're gonna go ahead and start getting into this and see what we can show you guys. So previously going to the National, I knew that there was going to be a lot of people, that it's overwhelming, it could be overstimulating, but when I walked on the floor, there were already so many people there. It was insane. If you hadn't told me what day it was, I would have assumed it was a Saturday afternoon because it was just packed to the gills, and within 30 to 40 minutes, it was almost impossible to maneuver through the aisles to look at the display cases. And this is kind of what started my initial frustration with the whole ordeal, because I expected it to be crowded, but I didn't expect it to not even be able to really move around on the show floor to look at dealer tables on the very first day. It's a good thing overall that there are a ton of people going and interested, and it shows that the collecting community is growing, and I'm sure there were a lot of people who went for the first time and really got to enjoy it. But for me, it was so crowded, and not being able to look at cards or really move without bumping into somebody or having to wait a long time just to catch a glimpse at a case was just not for me. So that's kind of what started to build my apprehension toward this whole year's convention. And it really only amplified when I started looking at the prices of everything. Now, everything is going to be a little bit more expensive. It's the National, but this year prices were outrageously high. You should be able to go to the National and find a deal, some sort of deal on sealed boxes, but there were none to be found. There's a ton of deals in the value boxes if you want to sit and sift through billions and billions of cards, but that's just not something that I like to do. I will look through boxes occasionally, but the show is just too big to sit there and just dig through boxes, in my opinion. So I was ultimately trying to find some nice vintage cards, maybe some sealed product to exchange for the Topps Wrapper Redemption program. But I quickly realized that everything was so overpriced, and you could just go on eBay and find the exact same card or box that you want for probably a lot cheaper. And what was really aggravating was the past few years, you could pick up heritage boxes if you wanted to exchange the wrappers on them to get some of the Topps National packs for about $85 or $90, which is still expensive given that you're only given one per box. But this year, the cheapest product that you could buy that was eligible for the wrapper redemption was a $175 box of Topps Series 1. And to me, that is absolutely insane. There's no way I'm going to spend almost $200 on a Series 1 hobby box to get a National exclusive pack. There's just no way. And that's what I started to think about as well. There was product everywhere that's supposed to be entry-level product. It's supposed to be value-based. It's supposed to be easily accessible to people who can't afford hobby boxes that are $500, $600, $700. That's what Series 1 and Series 2 is for. But all of these companies had these boxes listed at almost $200, which was just absurd. I remember when the Series 1 hobby boxes would come out at $55, and now it's just getting to the point where it's completely unaffordable. And I was just really taken back by everything. I wasn't really surprised, but it just really made me think about how the common collector is really, truly just getting pushed out. $200 is not a small amount of money for the average American. People don't just have $200 to spend on a Series 1 hobby box. I just thought that was completely ridiculous. And with the prices of everything else, I just honestly kind of lost any interest to spend my money there. I don't know if it was just the environment or kind of just like the hyper consumerism atmosphere, but it really just turned me off to wanting to buy anything. Now, I did buy two really, really cool cards that I'm very excited about. I bought this Jackson Holiday rookie image variation from 2024 Topps update for $10. I bought it for $10. So this was an amazing find. And then I bought this 2022 Topps Players Association Seiya Suzuki in a PSA 10. These are pretty rare as it is, and to find it in a 10 because the black border is even more difficult. And I bought this for $35. So I spent $45 total at the whole national show, and I'm pretty happy with what I got. But overall, the whole entire event felt like it wasn't for me. It felt like it wasn't for someone to be able to go there and have fun on a budget. I'm not saying that you can't, you definitely can, but with the amount of people and the prices, it just didn't make sense for me to stay there a whole nother day. Now, lastly, this was kind of the final nail in the coffin. As I was walking the showroom floor, there were just huge vendor setups all around. They had a whole section just dedicated to live breaking. And this is not anything against breakers. I don't hate breakers. I don't hate breaking. But this whole giant section was just dedicated to live breaks. And it just made me feel like really weird. I can't describe the feeling, but I'll show you a video I took of this giant screen with like 30 different whatnot sellers opening cards and just flipping through them. Them, and that was like surreal to me. That was such a weird experience just watching that, and there were people just standing there watching it, and I just thought to myself, I was like, I don't feel like I really belong here. I don't feel like it. Almost felt like it was about everything except collecting cards, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. It was just, and I know that people are there to sell their brands and promote their products and do all of these other things, but it just felt weird. And it felt like the average Joe who just enjoys collecting cards in their free time, it felt like that is trying to be pushed out. It feels like that was just trying to be relegated to the past, now that the future is here with Fanatics and Topps and all of those things. So I just thought that it was really interesting. And, during that time, I just felt really strange. And I was like, I just want to go home. Like, I don't want to look at anything else. I don't want to spend money on anything else. I just want to go home and see my wife and kids. And so I did. And I had an okay time while I was there. For the short time that I was there, I connected with Brett from Step in the Box. We had a great conversation, but he even expressed at the same time that it's just becoming too expensive for regular people. So I hope that this video provides you a unique perspective on the whole thing. If you ever get the chance to go, I would say go, at least experience it one time. I will probably not be going in the future just for the time being, unless my good buddy Noma convinces me to go together. That's something that I'll have to think about in the future. But if you've ever been or you went this year, and if you have any input or a unique perspective, or, just want to let me know what you think about the whole thing, let me know down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for listening. As always, we're going to keep growing, keep making videos. And until next time, we'll see you later.